So welcome everybody to today's Poetry Slam this month. Give yourself a snap clap. Yeah!
This is Jordan Dirksen. This is called 1,000 Years. I was on a road trip across the country when I stopped in a little village and met with a medicine man. I asked him if he could tell me my purpose in life. I felt dismayed because this road trip was to find myself. He shook a bag of blowns and blew some smoke in my face and said to find myself, my path in life, I must climb the mountain and the answer will come to me. I set out and packed my bags and hiked as hours went by. I followed the path as far as I could. I was so out of breath, I sat down and tried to enjoy the view. Night was coming soon. I wondered what I was supposed to find in myself when I took my last breath and died on that mountainside. For 1,000 years I was a tree, standing so very still, growing so very slow, only moving in the wind, shedding my leaves every year for 1,000 years. They fell so very slow to the rocks below, and for 1,000 years I was a stone that warmed in the sunlight and cooled in the night. The moss came and went, only changed by the stream that washed over me. For 1,000 years I was the river that ran down from the mountains as the clouds crashed into the highest peaks of the mountains, and the rivers ran down like tears upon my cheek. For 1,000 years I staked down from the clouds between the trees and around the rocks. I brought life to the forest. The animals drank from me and fish gathered in the rivers that grew bigger and bigger. I ran from the highest peaks for 1,000 more years. I was the tide rising and falling every day, a body of water greater than the horizon. For 1,000 years I washed upon the shore, and then I was the sky, the sun, the clouds, the rain, lightning and thunder. I was the stars and the moon. And for 1,000 more years I was greater than the oceans, mountains, rivers, rocks, and trees. And 1,000 years later I was born a man who questioned his place in the universe.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. I have a few poems to share. This first one is about my cat, so.
All right.
Here it goes. Little friend, so little friend, here it goes. You warmed our hearts while you were here. You were so kind and oh so dear. You were soft and full of love. You were as bright as the sun above. You chased the bugs and butterflies. You were never cruel and told no lies. We cherished the joy that you gave. You were courteous and oh so brave. We loved it to the very end. So sleep in peace, my little friend. This is about Halloween because I love Halloween. It's that time of year. So this is called the Halloween season. This time of year brings out the kid in me. I give myself that I can be free. There's spooky fun to enjoy. I feel like a happy boy. I tend to dress up and have some fun. For now my sore is undone. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. Memories of childhood are oh so good. Remember them, of course we should. So let's drink some booze and toast the dark. And keep Halloween in our hearts.
Well, let's start with kids and then booze.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's all about me getting older.
Yeah, it's a coming of age story.
Yeah, coming to start. This one's called a ghost. Like a ghost, you haunted my heart. You tear my very soul apart. Your memory screamed into my ears. You filled my mind with such fear. You were the devil in my hell. Down from heaven is where I fell. You were the torture in the dungeon down below. There was nowhere that I could go. My pain was the pleasure in your heart. Your love so loud as you tore me apart.
Read to you today. This one is called Whisper. The flowers have bloomed and soon they will be dying. Up in the air the birds are flying. It puts me in the mood to reminisce about once upon a time. The wind carries memories, and I'm sad that certain things have never worked out for me. On the precipice of fall, I wonder if I could ever have had it all. Were marriage and children ever in the cards? Is there a dream job that I missed? Is there a way of living that might have brought me spiritual bliss? I see people that have it better. I see people that have it worse. At times I have felt that I'm living under a curse. But there is a whisper in the air that comforts me, says I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I don't know how to live my dreams. I don't know, but I believe there's such a thing as destiny. I wonder if when I die I will find out who has held my hand so invisibly, who whispers encouragement to me. So many of my loved ones have crossed over. Maybe it is one of them. God knows my relationships weren't perfect, but I still want them to endure. I have so much life ahead of me. I still need guidance and help. So many times I've had to reinvent myself. Thoughts come and go, but there is little that I know for sure. Still wondering if that whisper is my soul, some part of me that knows the road I must travel, sometimes together, sometimes alone, taking me closer to death, closer to my spiritual home. Thank you. Okay. This one is called Creatures. Every creature has his day, to live, to love, to run away, to be devoured, to be aggressive, to be a coward, to have optimism, or find his opinion of life has soured. Every person has her own philosophy. To get along, all we have to do is let it be and embrace our individuality. Like bats using sonar, we fly according to our instincts from the moment we learn to use our wings. Like rabbits, we run from threats we perceive, or sometimes freeze, hoping our predators won't see. Some animals mate for life, others desire variety. And people are ambivalent in our desires and flexible in what lights our fires. Some oriented towards monogamy, others see a sexual playground full of temptation. Some are in love with falling in love. They are hooked on the sensation. We are capable of complex thought and sophisticated communication, but we are animals underneath our veneer of civility, and that's the way it's meant to be. We are programmed to draw together, but also to be free. We express ourselves with imagination, especially in the grip of infatuation, be it with ideology, with words, with art, or with another person. We give of ourselves and feel a sense of purpose. Every creature is programmed to live. Every environment is programmed to give us sustenance and motivation until we are subject to death's predation. Let us celebrate our lives because they will not last forever, and do everything we can to make them better.
Thank you. And my poem is Goodwill. So much need in the world, too much for one person to fill. Where to begin this relief? How to express my goodwill? No meanness is intended, but the need to say no is real. For if not done at all, nothing would make one able to feel. One's emotions would be submerged in so many needs for aid. So be kind to yourself, give as you can, and be not afraid. No one will think ill of you. If they do err greatly. For having given to a cause, your heart is good innately. Thank you.
Morbid wings. I heard you were flying around, throwing killers at everyone, moving the sound. You must be on the run. I've seen you swallowed by the dark. I wonder who noticed your mark. I thought it was cool when we flew to the seas. We broke the golden rule and burned a couple of bees. Since I've lost my wings, I miss the wind and sky. I have forgiven your sin, your life is but a lie. I wish you to come home soon, just a thought of mine. To see you run across my plate and jump on my meal, my dear pet fly.
I appreciate you stopped in between each bed and like run it fast.
Pet flies are great though, isn't it?
The next one is called Ghost of the Wind. I've heard you were blowing through the nights with your spirit on fire on your midnight flights. Lost at sea, you're living to die. Share it with me, the master key. Calling for the sun, you wish to be found. Longing to whisper such a story to tell. Can you see me alone in the night, below by the sea, searching for light? Leave behind you the cold wind within. Free yourself, ghost of the wind. And then this one here is a little bit different. Okay, it's called The Wise Old Brain. Invisible mirrors which guide my thoughts withdraw from me to seek out another in the emptiness of space where thoughts collide and dreams are freed like messages traveling across an endless sea. Reflections of zenith consuming, magnifying my thoughts of a transparent infinity unknown to a world that only observes what the naked eye presents. It is you and I in the infinitude of space, guided by the energy of our thoughts and dreams, like messengers of interaction in the brain of an old and wise universe.
So all my poems are to the glory of God and adorned with love. This one's called An Eternity of Leaves. Departure weekends. Summer is such sweet contemplation. A yellow leaf is sorrowful, the full experience as it cascades, so completely absorbing. The heart pounds when you know it matters. Empowerment is flesh itself. The sun has risen, the flesh quivers. The sprint to the finish has just begun. How can all creation be the night sky? It explodes into dawn, a breath, a heartbeat. The eyes almost creating what they see. They become one flesh. Limitations abound. Butterflies become gulls and crows. There is a ceiling to knock on at the top of the mountain. There is power in the privacy of love, of knowing love is its own secret. We have an event horizon, all of us. Our skin knows when galaxies collide. A smile curls the lips, an irony, a separation from the pounding heart. Suddenly a hatch to the blue sky ascends to the need. The coldest air is like the first fresh breath. A simple planet is vulnerable as a person. It pounds in our chests as well. Everything tries to escape. Mankind cries for freedom. None is coming except to survive to the power of eternity in a moment. Flutter, flutter, a strange and beautiful bird. Death on the doorstep, except like life continues. Waves seem so far away, reaching for tomorrow endlessly. Strength is gone except that I am weak, dancing on a pinhead like a fool with true hope. It is the moment when your best effort has been, turning to art and bird claws on the sidewalk. Pleading is still there, this potential of super strength and goddesses of beauty, that it's all ours. If we love with death encased or of the casing, knowing our strength is gone unless we need it to be an embrace. Power is the strength to be weak.
Well, the workers are quiet for you.
What's that? Yeah, hey?
They're like, oh, James is reading it.
Yeah, they're scared crapless. This one's called Lions and Tear Tracks. We are humbled by death, given hope by the mere chance we can be good. We have all seen great rivers, tears that wear down creation, beckon on by erosion and rising mountains. They give the water that flows a new life merely by time. Pride can be worn down by tears, challenged of its own existence. Yet pride is another word. It reveals love and forgiveness, the hope in a man to truly live, a badge of honor that a hide bears. Can a metaphor live? Should we reduce an animal to such thoughtlessness? Are lions proud of their own tear tracks? Where does their power find its limits? The female dams the zebra or the gazelle. The main feeder feeds on nobility. Its name is like a hand. Its power is like successful rhetoric. Sincerity is a pointless discussion. Adolescence tests its limitations. Chess pieces from miles above. The planet hopes for them. They carry wildlife on their backs. Even elephants are half-hearted in their attacks. They ride on the flow of time. They watch carefully about next year. Heaven on earth would see a boy flying a kite among the pride. They would even ride on the irony. Tears of joy seem to deepen the lines that run down from their inner eyes when joy is. There is no attacking a gathering of lions as they rest. They seem to smile as they pant. Heights of irony are tears to begin with. Every man has to know we don't have a right to judge. Right on their faces, we know we don't know. They watch as the elephant distantly toys with bones of their dearly departed. Glory is the animal kingdom where all species show respect for others. I have seen grudges played out as well, but such as that seems to fade away with the setting sun. Hyenas attack a pride at night. They gather on a fallen tree to defend their own. It seems they saunter the next day as if they know what honor is, playing poker with their social status, killing to eat, sending sounds through the dark, waiting for the rains. This one's called Chains. I am a foe of you, or I am for you. A flag rises in peace, yet you feel offended. I tell you I love you, and you are angry. I defend the integrity of my love, and you smash a vase. Living in shackles or in a shack or in a shack is not my intention. Things stay the same. Life can be oppressive. Clouds during the day, stars at night. Caught in process of doing something, and you can't see. I just had one hand free to get the spoon after I put the spoon down. The slights that incriminate, falling through the cracks. You are held to your best effort, but you can gain from rejecting it. Clipped wings, yet flying through the heavens. Yet your wings span meters, and you can't fly. If my name was Chains, it could mean I can warn you, or I am dangerous. Do you care about justice? The planet will one day be destroyed, oceans will vanish. Yet we are on a tipping point, caring about our environment. You become greed of your chains, only to doom the guard. Injustice cages us all, yet Jesus died to set us free. Greatness is in contrition. Do your chains exist when forgiveness is your goal? A man flying like a small bird, kissing a world of roses, losing his sense of taste. You are caged if you need someone to suffer. Everyone is. Dancing on a pinhead made of ice. Indiscriminate differences. The glory is the humility that comes from error and ugliness. The subtlety of the night sky, the endless depths of a person's pupil. It seems the child cried forever. The clarity that comes from a man at church in his pajamas. Decades of a new fashion instead of an honest remark. Obliviousness doesn't stop time. The veil has fallen away. Someone has to suffer. Sacrifice is not a human goal. Human beings become lost inside such things on their own terms. Everyone is doing their best, but we can improve on that. Opportunity is a kind of freedom if it's not mundane and tedious. Mastery is entertainment, and education is work. To experience meaning relies on knowing your limitations. There is no greater freedom than meaning. Hatred is to be lost, ink on a page when meant to be a story. A story about my morals is no less a story. I am driven to share my thoughts and communicate. I do so because evil strives to confuse the issue, or you never know who will listen at any moment. You may feel change from my effort to set people free, but your contempt is boring for everyone. Nothing moves faster than a forest. No greater theater is other than beside a river. To free the mind is a leaf floating by. To let things go is your sister's fake tears and your doctor's juvenile mind as you walk away happy that something was said, even if you trip over your words.
Oh, good one.
Another secret line. Thank you everybody for sharing your words today. Again, so lovely that everybody read in the group, and it's just nice to hear everybody's words and nice. Give yourselves a round of claps. Thank you. See you all next week.
Thanks for the hosting.
Oh, you're welcome.